It's friggin' late because I got sucked into doing something else. Today, I thought my live was going to be about the announcement that the feds did, and I thought, oh man, I'm going to have so much great information to tell you about, and I don't. The ministers, not all of them, a few of them, um, did a press conference today, and I thought they were going to give us all kinds of details about the financial subsidies and support and benefits and all the things that they've announced over the last little while, but they didn't. So now I'm doing a live about something else. I built myself a little tracker, and I'm pretty excited about it. I have done this before with, I created a tracker for just like the various client projects that I have on the go. But today, not today, it was yesterday, I built a tracker for my personal tax clients. So that's maybe not super useful for you because you probably don't have personal tax clients. But it was really great to track the little things that I had to do, and not the little things like write an email to so and so. It was to track a workflow that is a consistent workflow across a lot of different projects, which are personal taxes. So for every personal tax client, I have a specific, I don't know, pipeline's the wrong word, but I have a workflow from the minute they book a call, basically, or even from the time that they are aware of me all the way through to I'm finished with their taxes. And so I think I have 50 on the go right now, which is not a ton compared to some accounting firms, but it's a lot for just me to keep in my brain. So I have 2 team members helping me out this time. So it's not just me, but I have 2 people doing taxes plus my assistant, so 3. I guess I have 3 people that are helping me out, which means that I no longer had all the details in my brain. So I built myself a little Excel spreadsheet, and it's got all of my clients down the left side. So each client is a row, and then each column is a step in the process. So I don't start this process until they have said, yes, let's work together. And then it starts with, I put an estimate in QuickBooks because I take a 50% deposit on all tax returns before I start. So I have an estimate in QuickBooks, then, the deposit's been sent, and then I have an agreement that needs to be checked off or to be filled out, an authorization for. It's like all of those steps. And then once we get into actually working on the tax return, it's with the person it's assigned to, which is also a column. And it's with that person. Then there's questions for Kate, in Kate's review with the client, and then done. And those are the last few steps. And those steps, although they each are their own little piece, they're not super descriptive in terms of what's going on within that step, right? So it could be that it's with the assignee, or it's got questions for Kate, but what questions do they have, or how was I contacted about this? Because I use Teams in my business, so I have channels for each client and each team member. We have our own channels, but also there's email and text message, all the things. So it was difficult to figure, to keep where I was in each one of those steps. So on the very right side, I just have a column for notes. And this is not meant to be a record of everything that's happened. I keep that in Planner. But Planner is a very up and down system, very vertical system, and it wasn't working. So that's why I built this more of a matrix style. The notes on the right side are for where we're at right now. So I just overwrite them. If I answered a question or I sent an email, but I already had a note in there, I just overwrite it, and then I put a date on it so I know exactly where I'm at any given point. And I can look back and say, okay, I sent an email 2 weeks ago. Maybe it's time to follow up with somebody. And I am so happy about it. I have little X's on the things that have been already done, and then the step that we're at currently, I put in purple because it's the Caitlin Kirk CPA purple. I actually Googled how to change a hex code into an RGB because I wanted it to be branded. You don't have to do that. But I do recommend putting in a color into the step that you're at so that you can see the whole thing all at once and you don't have to actually read into the details to get a big picture view. So that is my personal tax season tracker that I'm thrilled about. I did another tracker as well for the big workflows, and I'll put a link to that video in the description so you can check out that one. Very similar idea, but this is for just personal tax season. And now I have it. So now I also have a full list of my clients so that next year when I go to send out emails to everybody, it's all in one place. Yes. I would love to know from you today, what is the one thing that you wish you could track better? So for me, before all this, it was like, man, I wish, like, I can't figure out, like, where am I at with everybody? Who needs what from me and when do they need it? So what is the one thing that you wish you could track better? I'd love to hear it in the comments. I hope you're staying safe and healthy and sane as we all stay home for a long period of time. And I'll see you tomorrow.